But 13 Action News anchor Jackie Kosick now joins us live. And Jackie, right now as things start opening up for sports, we are still seeing some confusion here about what exactly is allowed.
Yeah, Trisha and Todd, this group showed up to play street hockey to this court on Friday night. They say two officials from the City of Henderson actually showed up to shut them down. And now they're wondering why they can't play the sport. Well, the City of Henderson is actually advertising 2 adult leagues that start in just 2 weeks. About 3 years ago, a small group of Henderson locals were so inspired by the Vegas Golden Knights, they decided to get in the game themselves. But they didn't have all of the equipment or the ice time, so they took to the street or the tennis court instead.
It's always been very casual, very accessible, and open to all skill levels.
While the Facebook group has grown to 300 plus, on any given night, about 10 to 15 people show up to play.
We're not wearing pads, so we're very careful to not have any contact at all, which we don't.
But over the past year, players say they've been faced with and continue to jump over hoops just to be able to play the game.
We've actually had Henderson police come out on us and say, hey, we got a complaint that, you guys were out here messing things up. And we showed them that we're not. We are fully compliant. We got permission. We reserved the courts. And they let us do it for months on end. They were absolutely okay with it.
That was until Friday night when Rob Reed and Carnell Johnson say 2 officials from Henderson Parks and Rec showed up.
They actually told us that they had been sent directly from the director of Parks and Recreation to shut our group down specifically.
Reed says they were confused because they'd already gotten approval to use the courts.
They allowed us to finish our game but told us that they would be in touch.
And on Monday, they were. In the email, a City of Henderson employee writes, quote, currently floor and roller hockey are not approved sports in the state of Nevada. As such, we have to ask you to refrain from such games and/or contact drills. But according to Nevada's current guidance on sports, field hockey is approved, as long as social distancing requirements can be met. Reed responded.
We're just wondering how it's possible that our games are not allowed, but Henderson is still taking sign-ups for a ball hockey league that's starting next week.
The City of Henderson itself is currently advertising a 7-game adult floor and roller hockey league with play beginning on April 9th. The city official responded to Reed saying the sport is approved only through authorization from the state. If their group wants to play, they would have to purchase insurance, form a league with a board of directors, and obtain a business license with the state of Nevada, among other things.
I just think there's a total lack of understanding of what's going on here and how it relates to other sports that are still being played right now.
We reached out to the City of Henderson for an interview or a statement about this and have not heard back. Reed and Johnson say they're determined to find a way to play in the right way.
We're going to continue to stay compliant, but we just want continuity. We want, if you're going to tell us one thing, just make sure you keep that one thing.
We're out here when it's 110 degrees. We're out here when it's raining. We're out here when the tennis players aren't. We don't really stop for anything.
Now, again, I reached out to both the City of Henderson and the state of Nevada for clarification on all of these issues. I didn't hear back from either one today. Trisha and Todd?
Yeah, Jackie, I'm curious, have you been able to find out where exactly is the miscommunication here in all of this?
Well, it seems like just from reading the correspondence from Rob Reed back and forth with the official from the City of Henderson, that the City of Henderson seems to think that this group is far more organized than they actually are. This is truly a pickup style game where, they toss out a date, say, hey, we're going to meet at this court. Anyone who wants to play up or show up and play should show up and play. And so it does seem like the City of Henderson thinks that they're more organized and it's a more formal game than it actually is. And that's why I reached out to the state of Nevada today to see if pickup games are allowed, because right now field hockey is allowed under the approved, the guidance, the most recent guidance. But we don't really have clarification on whether pickup games are allowed, but we see pickup games being played across the city every day, so we assume that they are. So still a lot to figure out here.
Still a lot of confusion. All right, Jackie, thank you. To our forecast now.